Welcome to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Glad everybody's here on this Saturday morning. I think looking outside, a little cloudy, but I think we might actually have a little bit of sun today. It's going to be cooler. We're still trying to fight off winter here. So, but we're well on our way. Spring is here, and things are gonna be heading in the right direction here. I feel it. So good stuff. Todd, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully everything's going good over there. First day of shutdown there in Illinois, right? Or is that later today when that actually goes into effect? But so anyways, this morning, guys, I want to get right into it. I want to, Todd says, I see you're at the office still cleaning up confetti. That, and I didn't want to drive down to the office this morning. So anyhow, yes, I am still finding confetti everywhere from the confetti cannon yesterday. If you guys didn't check that out, head over to facebook.com/2regularguys. And we had a great conversation with Pete Loveless yesterday about virtues and leadership and really, how he's using those company values and virtues and not necessarily him, but how their whole team is using that to come together and overcome and get past challenges. So Martha, good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. Excited to have everybody along here. So today I want to talk about synergy, and I just wanted to make something a little bit fun. So I said synergy for energy. And, I'm just kind of discussing that feeling that we get, the working together and the feelings that we get. So like I said, I want to dive right into this right away here, just because I feel like this is a really important topic for right now. It's an important topic all the time, but especially with what challenges are in front of a lot of us right now. And so where shall we start? The first part of this that I think is important to understand, as you guys know, I've been spending a good amount of time over the last year or so with the success principles. Actually, I started getting into the success principles because of a movie that we watched on Amazon Fire Stick, and I'm sure you guys can find it, but it's called The Secret. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend just going and watching it. And it's an interesting take, and it's a great change of way of thinking and talking about the law of attraction and that. So as I was watching that movie, I was attracted to Jack Canfield and what he talks about. So that got me on that journey. But as I've been learning about this and putting these things into practice, it is a really not interesting. That's not the right word. It's a thought-provoking experience to understand what the law of attraction means. Good morning, Cheryl. I didn't want to miss you there, so I just want to say good morning. So understanding what this synergy for energy means, the law of attraction means, is honestly, we can get more by giving. It seems counterintuitive, but the more we give, the more we get. So, I've had people ask me, why I do some of the things that I do, why, I want to help. I want to do everything that I can for everybody around me as often as possible. And, I certainly, one of my strengths, one of my core values is significance, helping others, making a difference, raising the bar, rising the tide, all of those kinds of things. But I guess if I were to break it down even further, some of it might be a little self-serving, not in a negative way, but I know that the more I'm able to give, the more I'm able to get. A gentleman that I've had on Small Business Saturdays here, his name's Dale Furtwängler, and I've talked about this before, but lots of times before, and I will continue to talk about it because I feel like it's important. you can't outgive the universe, is what he told me one time. And that's just stuck with me for a long time. So the first thing I want you guys to really understand and think about here is the more we give, the more we get. Our brain really is an interesting tool, because we think that, we control our brain, but the brain has this whole side of itself, the subconscious mind, that we don't necessarily control. We can coax it, we can put it to work for us, and things like that, but we don't truly control it. Now, the interesting part about our subconscious brain is that it cannot make the separation between the things that we give and the things that we get. And so it thrives on that giving portion, and the more we give, the more it helps us get. So that's the first concept I want you guys to really kind of think about. And a way to do this, and a way to make this kind of solidify for you, is go and think back to those times where you've given of yourself, and think about the way that it made you feel. And then think about maybe some of the snowball effects of those things that have happened after the fact. And in the moment or directly thereafter, it might be hard to see, but when you look back far enough, you can see the snowball effect of the things that you've done. So that's the first part. There's a bazillion opportunities to give right now. People that are that work in the service industry are getting laid off. People that are working at restaurants are certainly not making what they've made in the past. There's all sorts of opportunities. Plenty of people need help. Plenty of people getting laid off. People are sick. All this stuff. So there are plenty of opportunities for giving. And to me, that means there's plenty of opportunities for synergy. There's plenty of opportunities to give, which, if we roll it all back, there's plenty of opportunities to get as well. So that's the first concept I wanted to kind of make sure that I talked about. Like I said, that giving just brings so much energy. I keep throwing things on my plate right now, and here's a good example. I have a fantastic opportunity to work with the folks over at the Dax show. They're trying to sort out everything that's going on with their shows. They've just had to move Chicago back. They've moved Minnesota back, and just are hopeful that something doesn't happen, at the end of May, that we'll be at that show. But they're trying to come up with creative ways to make sure they still deliver what their mission is. And that's to provide education and to bring the industry together. So because of what I've been able to do with Two Regular Guys and some of the other things like that, I've been put in a unique position that I can really help them out. And because of that unique position, I was able to have a conversation with Scott yesterday, and we're working on ways to continue to bring the education that they want to provide to the folks that have signed up, without actually having to be at, so should Minnesota get canceled or just in general, which, is a great opportunity for me. And here's the interesting part, is you say, oh, you're going to take on more work and do something for somebody else. How's that a great opportunity for you? Well, guess what? One of my goals is to help 10 educators get to a wider audience. And that's a goal of mine. And that's a goal of mine because that's what I want to do. That's how I can become successful in my own way. And so by giving, I'm now getting an opportunity to fill that goal. And I know that once I feel that goal, that will help bring me more success as well. So that's the concept. Okay. So that's where I wanted to start. I wanted to start with the actual concept and then go from there. So Cheryl, thank you. It is awesome. I'm pretty excited about it. Just, lots of stuff going on right now for me personally too, just trying to get everything going and moving forward. And I actually sat down with my wife and I said, here's what I'm thinking about doing. Here's the conversation I know that I'm going to have here. I know that I'm already doing a lot and this is going to add one more thing. And she knew that was one of my goals. And she said, you got to go for it. This is an opportunity. You can't say what if, so there's the first part of it. So, okay. So anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments about that side of it? The law of attraction, give to get, synergy brings you energy is the title. So I wanted to start there with the concept and why I feel like this is so important. So that's the first part of it. Now that's the why. What about the what? What is it that we can do then? Let's talk about some of that. And like I said, if you guys have comments, if you guys have some thoughts about this, because here's the deal. I get that everybody is struggling. Everybody is worrying. Everybody has a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, and I'm right there with you. I've not slept as much as I need to lately because I've just got a lot of things to think about. Got to understand what's going on, trying to figure out the future, and do all of that. But I also understand that this is also an opportunity. I was talking with a gentleman that's a financial planner in the co-working location yesterday afternoon, and we were talking about the market and how it's obviously taken a dive, and he made a comment to me that I knew that I felt, but he put words to it for me. And he said, honestly, the market for investors that are long-term investors, that are savvy investors, the market right now is great because he said, because everything's on sale. You can go get a bargain right now. And so I thought, yeah, that's a really, and I knew that. I've been doing that. I've made investments myself in things that, because like I said, you can get things right now that are on sale. So, that's the concept. So let's see here, Todd, what do you got there, sir? You got to be happy and feel warm and fuzzy about what you do. If not, it's not your passion. That's great, Todd. That's a really good point. Yes. So that's a really interesting point. I appreciate you bringing that up, Todd, because the giving that you do, it does have to be something that is a passion of yours. And just, now humans like helping humans. And so a lot of times that can be a passion, but for example, there are other things that people are doing, and I'm not doing those things because they aren't passions of mine. They aren't strengths of mine. They aren't areas of expertise of mine. So as I was having the conversation with the folks over at DAX about what we could do, he also brought something else up that he was thinking about. And I said to him, I said, I appreciate that opportunity, but it's not something that's for me. That doesn't fill a need. That doesn't check a box, so to speak, for me. So, doing the things that you're passionate about, giving in those areas. I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about the community and team building and those types of things. So, other parts of it, I'm not as passionate about. So I'm going to leave those things for other people to do. So that's a great point, Todd. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So let's get back to the what, the what of what we can do here. First and foremost, we need to support each other. When people get afraid, when there's fear, when there's change, a lot of times there's the fighting, there's the, you're this and you don't agree with me, so I hate you kind of thing. You see this stuff happening on both sides. You see a lot of wonderful things going on, but you also see a lot of people that are frustrated, that are blurting out and blaming and complaining and commiserating, and I get that. That's a human need. We need to expel those things sometimes, but I would challenge you to be the positive light in every one of those situations and in every one of those conversations, and then see how that affects you. Again, I'm saying, hey, do this for others, but open up your mind and think about how that affects you. So every time you're sitting there blaming and complaining and talking about how people are stupid or whatever it is that that happens, how do you feel after that? But then think about all those times where you've shared a good story, you've done something good, you've helped somebody out. Think about how you feel after that. And then think about, because when we feel good, when we feel positive, positive things happen. So the what here is to find passionate things, find creative ways. Again, one of my strengths, one of my core values, one of my passions is the significance thing that keeps popping up and it's staring at me. And I keep doing this because it's like written on the wall in front of me here. And so, like, for example, I shared a picture of the local restaurant and their chicken wings that I carried out last night. I walked over there to pick it up, and so this is a little local community restaurant. They've been in the Cottleville area forever. It's called BMO's, and really, really great place. Nice people. Service is always good. Everybody seems happy there. Seems like they're doing a lot of good things. But what they aren't, they are not tech savvy. They, barely have a social media presence. Didn't have much of a website. In fact, their website's not great still. It's bmosgrill.com. And, so they're challenged right now. Their business was the happy hour crowd and people walking in and communing and hanging out and stuff like that. So the thing that they're going through is, they're trying to figure out how to do it. So they finally got online ordering. And the funny part was, I went over there to pick up my wings and I ended up talking to the owner for a moment. And he's like, yes, because I walked in and it wasn't ready and they couldn't quite figure it out and all this other stuff. And he's like, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just trying to figure this out as we go. And he said, you were actually the first one to ever order online from us. And I said, well, that's really cool. I feel special, and I said, no big deal. No problem. He said, well, so I asked him, I said, so what can the community do to support you guys? You guys have been here in this community and supported us for forever. And he said, we need help getting the word out that we're still open. We're still doing business. My employees are making sacrifices. They're here working hard, not making the money that they normally make. We're trying to figure it out how we can support each other. And that whole bit, it was, I don't know, yesterday by the time before I got there, I was kind of out of energy. I hadn't gotten a whole lot of sleep the night before and just, lots of things going on in other places. So, by the time right before I went and picked up those wings, I was completely out of energy. I went over there, picked that up, had that conversation, learned what I could do to help him, posted on Facebook, shared the wings, the phone number, all that kind of fun stuff. And I felt good. And the interesting part was nothing had changed. I still hadn't gotten enough sleep. There was still other things going on, but I felt good. I felt that energy. I had that opportunity. I came home, I sat down with the family. So that synergy brought energy. It was so cool. It was such a cool experience. So think about some things that you can do. Who can you support? What can you go out and do? We're going to go up to the local chocolate place, Carousel Chocolate, today and go buy some stuff and support them. And I'm going to try to post. And they're the same way. They're not really an online business. So doing those things is so important for not only the people that you're supporting, but for you personally, the energy, the feeling of it. So let me see what Todd's got here. As the late Kenny Rogers said, you've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them and know when to walk away. True. You've got to know yourself. You got to know why you're here. Be clear why you're here. You got to know what areas of passion that you have. So good stuff. Alan, hello. And Layla, good morning. And Sandy, good morning. Cool. All right, let's see what Cindy's got to say here. I woke up this morning to a beautiful Facebook post. My son, artists, works for an elite car dealership, their cafe. Well, they have a grand piano in the showroom. The owner heard that someone playing the piano and knew it must be Artist King. He said the beauty of music in this stormy time is soothing to the soul. I'm in tears this morning. Cindy, we'll go take a look and love if you'd share that with us. Share that post. That sounds amazing. Tears of joy are always the tears that I love. So, excuse me. All right. So let's see here. What's next? So that's the what. That's what we can do. Find ways to be creative. Find ways to help. I love seeing everybody, sharing ideas, putting stuff out there, and then, here's what I love. And I'm not sure where it started. Todd, maybe you started this. I can't recall, but the whole sign thing, and I think you did start that, Todd. The whole opportunity to help restaurants get signs so people know that they're still doing carry out or takeout or whatever you want to call it there. And the fact that now I've seen that in lots of other places. I've seen other people using that. And Todd could have been like, these people are stealing my stuff. But no, Todd encourages people to share that stuff because it's a giving opportunity. So encourage the sharing, encourage the helpful ideas. I'm going to post this here in a little bit, but I wanted to pull this up right quick. Is that the appropriate way to say that? I saw something. Where is it? All right. I saw something from a friend of mine over in Oklahoma. His name's Justin Lawrence, is with Oklahoma T-shirt Company. And I'm going to see if I can find it. It's in my phone here somewhere. So let's see. There it is. Let's see if I can get this up there. Let's see if you guys can see that. And like I said, I'm going to share it. And it says, help us help you. Shoot us over an email. We are working all weekend. We will help you design a shirt, help you sell it, and help you get money. So they're coming up with ways to build some more online stores and so they're going to do free design, do free marketing, and they're working on creative ways to help more people, but in turn that helps them. So again, give and then get, and look at those things. So let's talk about some other things here. Let's see here. The other thing that we can do here is, and when we talked about making sure that we stay close to our passions and things like that, well, a lot of us come up with our passions and that the law of attraction happens, and the people that we do business with a lot of times are around adjacent part of our passion. So the other thing I want you guys to do is really stay focused on your customers and their needs, and start having the conversations with them. What is it that you can do for them? Because if we're looking at what we can do for our customers, they're going to have challenges that are different from the challenges that we have. So let's start having those conversations, because that's going to do multiple things for you. Not only is having those conversations going to help us work through, but it's also going to help us with some creativity. So we get so focused in what we do, we know how to manage the challenge of our business on a day-to-day situation as much as possible. But it's in a very focused tunnel environment. Once we start having conversations with folks outside of our normal world, our customers that are dealing with other things, people that are start reaching out to people as much as possible. The phone calls, video chats, emails, whatever you can do to reach out to more people, and then just ask them. I know you're probably busy right now. I know things are probably in flux. I know that, you're having to cancel orders or do these things. I just want to know if there's anything that I can do to help you. Tell me about your situation. Let's get creative together. So it's really important to be having those conversations right now and to be reaching out and doing those things. So there we go. All right. Todd said, collaboration with Renee. In a time of crisis, we need to come together. Once Illinois announced the shelter in place, I had people in other states offer to print for us if we can't. Amazing community that we have. So here in St. Louis, we're right on the border with Illinois, and there are actually several people that work over at Pick the Gift that live in Illinois. Missouri is not having that shelter in place order. So, businesses are trying to remain open and continue to do what they can, but still control and not participate in spreading the coronavirus. So I thought this was really interesting. When this got announced, a couple of the gentlemen that work there at Pick the Gift, like I said, they live in Illinois. So it became, okay, well, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to go on. Without prompt, people in our office offered for them to come stay with them so they could continue to come to work and continue to get paid. So just again, that creativeness, that giving, that reaching out, that community. Richard, I agree. Some companies and people are stuck on themselves. And I'll have to go back and find this, but Eric had posted something from a guy named Sean West that said, there's a difference between taking advantage of the situation and continuing to do business. And like Richard said here, some companies and people are stuck on themselves. And unfortunately, those are the people that are going to end up suffering the most because their focus is in the wrong place. There's no reason that you should not be successful. You should never feel bad about doing business, about getting new things, about reaching new opportunities. But you got to do it in the right way. You've got to do it from a mindset of let's support, let's rise the tide, let's raise the bar for all. And when you can do that, that brings on abundance for all. And so that's a really great point, Richard. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's see here. Cindy in Odessa, the people are more worried about food and toilet paper than shirts and caps. It's pretty frustrating right now. Certainly understand that, Cindy. Excuse me. Here's what I would challenge you to do, or challenge you to think about is change the thought process. The let go of the frustration. Look at what are those things that are outside of your norm that you can be a part of. What areas can you support? So maybe it's not t-shirts and caps specifically, but if it could lead to t-shirts and caps, again, it could be a raising funds kind of campaign. It could be showing solidarity. There are things that can be done. So really, just I would encourage you to do your best to step outside of that frustration, leave that over there, and step over here into how can I give to get? What are you passionate about inside of that? Something that brought you to tears. How can you make that a part of what your message is right now, and then see how that changes things for you? I'd be really curious to see how that goes for you. So, yep. Richard says we may be in the same business, but we still need to help each other in this time. So, good stuff there. Okay, so that's mainly what I had. So now here's one of the. So we talked about why. We talked about what we can do, help find creative ways, reach out, do some of those things. The how. So here's the how. The how part is you've got to come up with your thing. One of the things I thought about doing is, again, if we're supporting the community, we're supporting people inside of our community, coming up with some resources. But I was just thinking about my local community here first. And my plan is to come up with a list of the people that I want to support. And I'm going to reach out to every one of them. I've already talked to the gentleman at BMO's and asked him what we could do to help. There's a coffee place up the street called Upshot that I want to talk to them and see how I can help and support them. There's a Mexican restaurant called La Carreta that we love here as a family, and we've already talked to them, and they're doing takeout and carry and figuring things out. So I'm going to share that. We're going to go up to Carousel Chocolates today and talk to them. So that's our plan. Oh, here we go. This is cool. Curtis. Good morning. My full-time job is going to cut our hours, but still pay us 40 hours. That's fantastic. Now, Here's the trick, Curtis. How can you give back to that company that's supporting you as well? What is it that you can do more of for them, and then see how that sign of abundance comes back for you. It again, a lot of these things, there's going to be this time where we're giving and it feels like we're just giving, and it sometimes is a little painful, sometimes a little bit difficult, but I will assure you that if you keep the right mindset, if you keep the right positive attitude, it will snowball. It will, again, like I said earlier, once I was finally able to stop and look back at the things that I did that were giving, and then kind of seeing how that long run happened. I mean, I'm in the places where I'm at. I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do, not because of something I did, but instead something that I was able to give. And then because of that, I was able to become part of that. And it's a different mindset. And once you're able to get to that mindset, it's awesome. It's huge. So, excuse me, Janessa, good morning. And, sorry, didn't click on that. Good morning, Janessa. Thanks for joining us. All right, Cindy, I love this. I'm using some of my time to make some caps for a good friend, his small company. I have lots of caps sitting around. He will appreciate the donation to his business. That is huge, Cindy. That's awesome. High five. I'm proud of you. That's super. Yeah, you've got the stuff there. Let's keep our skills up. Let's keep doing things. Put that out there. And then here's, you know what? We're gonna mark this. Today is March 21st. I'm writing this down. And Cindy caps. All right, Cindy, wrote it down. April 21st, whatever, right around then, the next Small Business Saturday, a month from now in April, I'm going to bring this up and we're going to see. And I'm going to ask you to look back, and maybe a month will be too soon. We'll see. We may continue it out, but let's see what those caps have brought to you. Okay. So you're giving, and let's see what you get. So again, we'll check in April. We'll check back later if we need to. But I know that by giving those caps, there will be something that you will get in return. So that is awesome, as Ruth said. And you're welcome. Okay, cool. So that's what I got this morning. Sharing, redirecting to businesses, things like that. Growing, that exposure, that networking. Now, here's my request of you guys. What can I do to help you? What can our success group do to help you? What is it that you need right now? Let me know what you need, and if I have it to give, I will give. So, anybody else? Sometimes we have to be still. I like that, Richard. Cool. Awesome. All right, you guys, this has been great, but like I said, I know there's a little bit of a delay here. So you guys, giving you guys a chance to type. If you want to type something in there right now, what you need, what I can give to you, I'd appreciate that. If you want to instead, just reach out to me personally right there. Aaron at montcoconsulting.com is the best way to reach me. And, just let me know what it is that I can do for you. Jim says, thank you, sir. You are a true inspiration. Right back at you, Jim. And Ruth, likewise, what can we do for you? I appreciate that. See, you give, get. Ruth, you know what? That's a great question. That's funny, because I put all this together. I was thinking about all this, and I didn't think about that. Huh. I will have to think on that. Here's the deal. You know what? That's not true. I can come up with this. Here, I mentioned one of my goals was to help 10 educators bring their information to a wider audience. My main goal is and I've actually got it written above my screen here. So I'm going to read it to you and say, I'm happy and grateful that I'm helping 1,000 businesses achieve their idea of success through our success group. So if there's one ask that I would have of you guys is that you, and let me get this back up. Sorry, get the right thing up here. The one ask I have of you guys is to just share with everybody that you know our success group. We'd love to add more members to that. We're getting really close to coming out with phase 3 here. I'm super excited about it. We've got more training coming up, and so that's the focus for me is oursuccessgroup.com. So let's see here. All right. Todd wants live video of you trying wings with blue cheese. That will bring a smile. Done writing that down. Just stay safe and healthy. Done. I will do that. Sandy says, yep, please keep up the inspiration. Done. I will have time to put things in place that you already gave us. Thanks. I need people to wash their hands and physically stay away from each other. There we go. Done and done. I've been up since about 6:15 and have already washed my hands. Let's see. Well, the shower, I guess you count that as one, and then 2 other times. So yep, keep washing our hands. That's a great call. Awesome. What else do you guys got? Appreciate it. Inspiration. I wrote that down. I will keep pushing that forward. Stay tuned to the social media channels. Oh, you know what? I do have one more. Okay, there. I don't know how I muted the mic, but Todd and I came up with a new fun little thing, and Todd came up with the name, so you have to. It's his fault, and I get to do that because I'm on this side of the video right now. But Q&A with TNA, and we had our first one on Thursday night, and we need more questions. So we need questions from you guys, and it can be anything. It can be something about business. It can be something about the industry. It can be, oh gosh, it can be, what we had the question of, is Pizza Hut real pizza? We can talk about, yeah, I think the audio's back now. It can be lots of anything. So if you just head down here to, there we go, oursuccessgroup.com/Q&A. We'd like to do it again tomorrow. We've got a few questions, but we want more questions. So our goal is that either Todd or myself will be on some sort of a live video 7 days a week. So we've got Small Business Saturdays today. We're going to do Q&A with TNA tomorrow, probably again on Monday. Tuesdays is Tuesdays with Todd. Wednesdays we have every other Wednesdays we have the training, our success group training. So we'll probably do Q&A with TNA on Wednesday as well. Probably do it Thursday, and then Friday is 2 regularized podcasts, and so on. So I don't know why I put that up there. And Alan answered the thing about Pizza Hut pizza. No, it's not real pizza. Answered. And Todd talking to Will said thank you. And yes, speaking of people to support and look to, as things change here, as business is, like I mentioned, BMO's is figuring out how to put up. BMO's is the local restaurant that I mentioned. They're figuring out how to put up online ordering, and I'm doing that stuff. So Will, Red Canoe Media, is a guy that you want to talk to. Will is a master. I am super excited about our Success Group's website. He and his daughter Amber, incredible. they sent us over the kind of the first draft, and my response to them was, man, this is awesome. You guys should do this for a living. Ha ha ha. Because they do it for a living and do it very well. So redcanoemedia.com, check them out if you need any help with websites and marketing. And he's my go-to SEO guy. So search engine optimization and lots of other things. So, all right, so let's see here. Thank you for all you do for us, inspiring us to be better every day. Right back at you, sweetie. Love you. And there we go. Martha, I love this. I'm loving the Peloton commercials and remind myself all the time, I did not wake up to be mediocre. That's right. You guys are amazing. You woke up to be great. So keep doing great things. And there we go. Okay. I think I've covered everything. So we will, we haven't picked out a time for tomorrow yet, but Q&A with TNA happening tomorrow. But yes, that too, but your green screen website. When is that due by? Is that Sunday? I better get on that today. I can't remember what we talked about now. See, I didn't write it down. I have it actually in my list, so I'll go look at that. Okay, guys. Awesome. Love it. And appreciate everything. We will catch up with you guys again. So next Saturday, I've already got a topic together for next Saturday. Next Saturday's topic is going to be talking about being clear why you're here. It's a way to kind of understand what our purpose is, which can translate really nicely for small businesses because it also helps us find our niche, and which leads nicely into our next training there at our success group. So, all right, you said Sunday, so I did say Sunday. You said Sunday too for what we talked about. All right. Cool, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.